Okay, so once your carrots are harvested out of the ground, there's two things you're going to do to prepare them for assessment. And the first thing is just removing the tops. And in removing the tops, you want to make sure there's about a 2 centimeter, about 2 centimeters left on the top. So George is just going to cut these here to show you how much you want to be left. So this is important because that's where the growing tip is. And if you cut them too close to the crown and damage the growing tip, they're not going to regrow after storage. So now that these have been topped, they are ready to be washed. For washing the carrots, we want to wash them well enough to remove any dirt, soils, just so we can get a good look at the roots. We don't want to overwash them as if we're selling them because we want to impact them as little as possible. So you don't want to put them through a root washer. You basically just want to wash them with a stream of water. So we'll just show you how we're doing ours here. Great, so now these are washed. These are ready for an assessment and for tasting. Okay, so now that our carrots are washed, they're ready for assessment. We're not going to talk about the assessment here. We're just going to show a little bit of preparation. So first of all, in order to prepare for tasting and looking at the cross section of the carrot, what we do is we take and we cut. These are fairly small carrots. If we were to take a bigger one here from our supermarket, we might cut around here. And this makes sure we have a good amount here for storage still. And by cutting at a bit of an angle, we get a better look at the cross section there if we're doing any selection here. So now we've got this top piece and a bottom piece, and we can take this bottom piece and cut it into a few little pieces, which we can use for our tasting. So we could do the same thing here. And what we generally try to do is keep these, the tops and the bottoms together. If we are doing an assessment here, we want to remember what the bottoms look like if that's something we're doing any selection on. So now, yeah, and then once these are done, we can just cut our little pieces here. So when we're going for tasting, basically we're just going to go through and taste one at a time. In order to do effective tasting, just have small pieces, and then having a little bit of water or a cracker or something to have in between tastings is going to allow you to cleanse your palate and get a better sense. If you've not done a lot of carrot tasting, they're going to taste a lot the same unless they really stand out. But over time, you'll find your palate gets a little more attuned. Once we're done with the tasting here, this is the portion left that we're going to keep and is going to go into storage or is going to get shipped to us here at CANOVI. So now we're going to take a look at what you need to do to package those up for shipping. So this here is our theoretical carrots that have been assessed and are ready for shipping and storage. And I think we're going to kind of use the same process for both shipping and storage. So what we've got here is our carrots. We've got some wood shavings. This is like a spruce pine fir mix that we just got from like a pet supply store, a large plastic bag, and a paper bag. So what's going to happen is the carrots are going to go into the paper bag with wood shavings, and then we're going to put that into the plastic bag. That is how we store the carrots here at UBC Farm, and I've had really good success. And there's no reason that can't be the same way that you ship them as well. So let's just take a look how we do this. First thing we do is we label our bags. So we want you to label your stuff really well, so when it comes, we know who it is. So here I'm putting the farm, and then I'm putting the carrots. So this is going to be CANOVI carrots here. Now, if there's any other crucial information there, what I might do is a count. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. And then I can put 18 roots on there as well. So once this is labeled, what we're going to do is put the carrots in here with wood chips, the shavings. And we don't need a lot of shavings. They're kind of going to cushion and help just regulate moisture in here. So what we do is we're going to kind of imagine just putting the carrots in something like this. This size here is going to fit really well. If your carrots are longer, they can overlap a little bit. And we're not trying to fill the bag super full. We're trying to think about maybe having a section like this, and we're going to fold this top over. So this is the perfect amount of carrots for a bag this size. So I'll just go through and show you that. So what I'm doing is going to go through and put a few on each side here. And I'm trying to keep them well lined up. And then I just take some wood chips and sort of toss it in there. And I'm just sort of spreading that around. And these, because this is basically a small batch here, I'm just going to layer these right on top of the ones I just put in there. Then I'm going to take another handful of sawdust. And sprinkle that on top. So we're going to turn this around and see if I can get you to take a look in there. So there's how our carrots look, basically. Not a huge amount of sawdust. There's a bit of moisture on the carrots, and that's totally fine. That'll get absorbed and spread through the sawdust. So once our carrots are in there, and you could pack this bag fuller than this. Like you could imagine kind of going to here and being a little taller. And then what we're going to do is just kind of fold this over. So there's my carrots and wood chips pretty much ready to go. At this point, we're going to take this bag and we're going to put it into our plastic bag. So the combination of like the moisture in the carrots, the wood chips, the paper, and then the plastic bag is hopefully going to keep the amount of moisture in here consistent. And we will check on these periodically. So maybe twice during the 8 or 10 week period they're in storage. We're just going to go through and open these up and make sure everything's still looking good. If it seems things are a little wet, we can put a little more wood shavings in there. And if it seems a little dry, we can actually just mist it a little bit to put a bit more moisture in there. But generally, just kind of doing it like this has worked really well. We're then going to take these, put them into our bag. That we're going to sort of fold over, and then we're going to put our information on here again. So again, it's going to be UBC Farm, so we know where it's coming from. These are CANOVI carrots, and we've got 18 roots in there. There's no real necessary need to seal this here. I think we don't want to seal it too much. Having just a little bit of potential airflow in there is fine. So this now, as you can see, is a pretty good shipping size. If it was bigger, I'd prefer to go for more of a rectangular shape than a bit of a square shape, but it really just depends on what package size you're going to send. So we've got our carrots in the paper bag with wood shavings. The paper bag is folded over itself and labeled, and then we're taking that, putting it inside the plastic bag, labeling that as well. So there's labeling on both, so when we receive these, we're very clear of who they're from, and we may open them up and just check to make sure everything's good once they get here. Now to ship these, you're going to put them into a box, and when you put them into a box, which we don't have here, if you can pad the box with some newspaper or craft paper or something you can crumple around, that's just going to give these a little bit of cushioning when they ship. And you want to send them the quickest shipment method you can so they get to us quickly and don't spend too much time in a warm environment. So that's the general preparation for both shipping your carrots and for storing your carrots. So this is exactly how we store them here. And we've had good luck storing roots for 10, 12 weeks, no problem using that method.